So tell me, you growing up, 80s cartoons were very big. Was Transformers one of them, or were you more into sports? I mean, where were you on the? Were you on the couch? Were you on the streets? What's happening?
Well, I was everywhere. No, we'd start on the couch and the cartoons in the morning, and then of course we'd head out. With my mother would kick us out of the house after a certain amount of time, tell us not to come home until dinner. But yeah, I grew up, loving Transformers, loving, Looney Tunes, all those things. Watching, I had an interesting upbringing because my dad was a real movie buff. So the first movie I ever saw in the theaters was Hard Times with Charles Bronson. I mean, I was watching The Great Escape when I was probably 12 years old, seen the Rocky movies. I mean, I was fans of guys like Jimmy Cagney, Steve McQueen, John Garfield, Robert Ryan, Edward G. Robinson, guys my age, and certainly young actors wouldn't even know who those guys are for the most part. So between that and then cartoons and then, of course, running the streets and getting in trouble, if I'd have stayed home a lot more and just watched TV, I probably wouldn't have gotten as much trouble as I did. But
Now, talking about Transformers itself, being introduced into this world, do you like the way they brought you in? Because essentially, from the trailers, it looks like you find Optimus Prime. You don't really know what's happening, but you get quite a surprise.
yeah, I'm just I'm an aspiring inventor, and I'm just trying to find that special thing that's going to change our lives. And my daughter is trying to be supportive, but it's like at some point the little boy's got to let go of his dream, sort of thing. And I basically have this kind of junkyard full of stuff, and I'm trying to create something. And I find myself in this crazy set of circumstances, and it's just an ordinary guy trying to figure it all out.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. First question has to be, what do you guys? If you guys transformed to something, what would you guys transform into?
Ooh, I've never gotten that one.
That's an interesting question.
Ooh, you first, Jack. Throwing you right under the bus.
If I was going to transform into something like what? If it was a car?
It could be a car or anything.
If I was
Apple, whatever.
I would transform into like a classic Ferrari California.
All right.
That's what
Oh, I don't know cars very well. Hopefully, I'd be as cool as Bumblebee. That would be my goal in life, and that's a yellow car.
A yellow car, whatever it is, yeah.
Yellow car.
As long as it's yellow, that's
Yeah,
all that
exactly.
counts.
Yellow is the color. That's
Yeah.
all right. That works too. All right, so let's start into this one. Of course, Transformers now. This is a huge franchise, and when it comes down to it, are you excited for, I guess, the age range this kind of movie has? Because this is kids who are watching it at 6 a.m. with cereal in the morning, but this is also older people who, grew up with the cartoon or grew up with that along the way. I mean, you guys have a wide range of people who are just excited for Transformers.
It's a big legacy, and there's a lot to live up to in it as well. Those last 3 films were absolutely fantastic, and it was a challenge for us to try and step up to the plate and make this one something special. But I think that, like I've said before, the human story in this particular film really grounds it in something that's quite new and fresh, and it's just ripe territory to be explored, and that's a really exciting thing. And it's as much of a spectacle, if not more, than all the ones that have come before, and we're very proud of it and excited for it to be released.
Now it's like when you're on the screen, when you're shooting, and they're telling you, okay, it's gonna transform in midair, and it's gonna turn to this. So your reaction's gonna be, I mean, what is your thought? Or is it just Michael going, act scared, look odd? Like, it's just how does that work?
I can't even remember.
It's like a sock puppet. You're angry.
They showed us a lot of like the drawings, and they were very specific with it, which helped us a ton. And but like the raw footage, it looks really silly because we're acting to a pole with just a face on it.
Or just like a big green claw, you know what I mean? These kinds of things.
Yeah.
So you just got to pull it out of nowhere on the day. But
you can't. You feel like an idiot sometimes, but you just have to totally go for it.
The thing about it is, I think that we feed off each other's energy in it, and Mark really anchors that because he's not afraid to commit to it, and that was a really great thing, and it boosted both my confidence and Nicola's confidence on set, and that was a real anchor for us.